We're back on the record in cause number 320090. Previously, the case is styled the state of Texas versus Luis Francisco de Leon Sanchez. Mr. Sanchez previously, actually we have two cases, but the second case is cause number 328156. Now, 320090 was already disposed of through a plea, and so that leaves us with 328156. And in this case, Mr. De Leon Sanchez entered a plea of true to allegations 1, 2, and 3. Mr. De Leon Sanchez waived his right to appeal, and he's coming to the court on what is called an unagreed plea. We've had previously, we had arguments from both the state and the defense, and we have testimony from Mr. Joe Champ, who is Mr. De Leon Sanchez probation officer. And I think so the court went into a brief recess, and Mr. Gilthorpe, who is Mr. De Leon Sanchez attorney, you had something else you'd like to
I would just like to add a request that if this judge, or if this court is going to revoke probation and give him any jail time, we would ask that he be allowed to serve that jail time on weekends so he can continue to be employed and pay rent for his wife and children and keep food on the table.
Okay, the court would take that into consideration. Now, Mr. Boyd, do we have any information on Mr. De Leon Sanchez criminal history?
I believe he has a previous DWI from a few years prior to this one.
Do we know that for a fact?
That's what it was.
Could we?
I'm not showing any priors, Your Honor.
Okay, that's Mr. Champ. Okay.
I don't have any record of priors either, Judge.
It doesn't show any conviction. I think there was maybe an arrest in 2017, but
It never was filed or anything, or accepted.
no, Your Honor.
Okay, so the only case that we have here, well, in his criminal history actually is in terms of convictions, will be the case that he just pled to this morning. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And that occurred while he was on probation. So that's the and the in this case, evading, eluding. Okay. Now, another question I have is, how long has he been working on this job?
He's been there 6 days, Judge. He just started this job.
Oh. So he's only been there 6 days.
Yes,
Has he had jobs, after he had the accident in October of 2019? Did he have any jobs after that?
después de su accidente y hasta hoy ha tenido otros trabajos.
Trabajé, pero fue muy poco. Eran shutdown.
Oh.
3 meses, 2 meses.
I've had other jobs, nothing real stable because of the shutdown. A month here, 2 or 3 months here, but nothing real stable because of the shutdown.
Okay, so he's talking because of the pandemic.
Por la pandemia. Yes.
What type of work does he do?
You could do it.
Yo soy mecánico, pero
I'm a mechanic, but I was working,
estaba en la planta también.
I was also trying to work in the plants and working in plants as much as I could.
Okay, so he does, he's by trade, he's a mechanic,
Yes,
but he's been, the jobs that he has, he's been working in the plants when he can get a job in the plant.
yes, Judge.
Okay. Is there anything he wants to say?
No, por ahora no.
No.
Okay. Mr. Boyd, do you have anything else?
Nothing further.
And Mr. Gilthorpe?
No.
Okay. So, based on, so he has pled true to allegations 1, 2, and 3. We do know that there are technical violations. However, he did commit a new offense while on probation, which was not amended, or which was not included in the motion to revoke. However, he did plead guilty to that offense this morning. Let me do this here. The court has taken into consideration everything that has been said by the, that has been testified to, as well as the arguments that have been made by both parties. The court is going to find that, and the court has found that Mr. De Leon have, first of all, he's pled true to allegations 1, 2, and 3. The court is going to find that he is mentally competent to stand trial. The court is going to find that his pleas and waivers was freely and voluntarily given. And the court is going to find that there is sufficient evidence to revoke his probation, and his probation is hereby revoked. Now, in considering the range of punishment, we do know that the range of punishment is a minimum of 72 hours to a maximum of 180 days in this, well, for this particular offense. We realize the court is considering that the state had previously agreed to waive the enhancement paragraph because he was initially charged with a driving while intoxicated with an alcohol concentration level of 0.15 or more, and they reduced it down to a class B misdemeanor, which the range of punishment is 72 hours to 180 days in the county jail, fine from $0 all the way up to $2,000.
Your Honor, I would object to any considerations given to the reduction of the offense.
Well, I mean, court is going to take judicial notice of his file. It's in the judgment. It said that it was waived.
Correct, but a consideration, in other words, applying any consideration or giving any weight to that, I would object to that because the reasons for the reduction, we're not here to relitigate the reasons for those reductions. and we don't know without litigating that, if maybe it just simply wasn't true. Maybe his alcohol content was below that. And so to consider.
Well, I don't know. Only
Would be
thing
a
I know is
different
what he
issue.
was charged with. Okay, I'm just saying that right now he's looking at a Class B misdemeanor.
Correct.
Okay. Now, also, let's see, based on the testimony of his probation officer, he did have, I guess, sporadic work history. And I guess that occurred prior to the pandemic, because the pandemic was, I think, March of 2020. Is that correct? And I think he stopped reporting in October of 2019 or November 2019 was when he last reported.
Correct.
Yes, sir.
And so I think the sporadic work history is prior to the pandemic.
Correct, but sporadic work history is not a violation.
No,
of
no.
probation.
Well, I'm not saying it's a violation. I'm just restating what was testified to.
Correct.
Okay. And we do know that at one point, prior to him not reporting, I guess he did pay $154 in fine, fees, and costs. That was testified to as well. But however, he did not perform any of his community service hours that was ordered. I think it was 100 hours of community service. And he did plead true to those allegations that he pled true to allegations that he failed to report in November and December of 2019. He did plead true to the allegations that he was $1,175 in arrears. And he also pled true that he did fail to perform community service. And so, and the court is also considering his criminal history, and what the court has. He just had the case that he just pled true to today, and the case that he just had his probation revoked on. So what the court is going to do, let me ask this question before I go any further. Do we know if he had any other sources of income besides the work? Because I know he works for.
¿Usted tenía otras maneras que tenía dinero como recibir dinero de su trabajo? No.
And is he in his home? Well, does he have like wife and children that he's providing for?
¿Usted tiene una esposa y hijos? Yes.
And does his wife work?
¿Y su esposa trabaja? No, Your Honor.
Okay, so he's the only source.
Usted es lo único que gana dinero en la casa.
How many children does he have?
Yes, I'm the only one that works. ¿Cuántos hijos tiene?
Dos niñas, una de 6 y una de 3.
I have two daughters,
Una de 6 y una de 3.
one 3-year-old and a 6-year-old daughter.
Okay. Now, what's his work schedule?
¿Cómo es su horario de trabajo ahora?
De 8 a 7 y media.
From 8 to 7:30, Monday through Saturday.
Voy a hacer un acuerdo con mi patrón y salir los viernes temprano.
But if I have to do jail time, I can ask my boss to allow me to be off on Saturdays to serve my jail time.
Okay. Okay. Okay, this is what we're gonna do. The court is going to, the sentence is gonna be 35 days in the Jefferson County Jail, and it's gonna be weekends. Okay. And the court looked at, I guess you could say, a totality of the circumstances. We did look at the fact that he did have sporadic work, lost his job, had an accident, 5 surgeries. We also looked at the fact that he did plead to an eluding while on probation. And the court also looked at the fact that he did report up until, I guess, the last, those last 2 months, which was November and December. Okay, now, on the jail time, when is, we start this weekend?
Yes.
Okay, so he would turn himself in, let me see. He's gonna turn himself in on a Friday and get out on Sunday, or how?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so he'll turn himself in, what time does he get off from work?
He leaves work at 7:30
Oh, at 7:30
in the evening.
in the evening?
Yes, sir.
I don't know how we gonna, normally we do it,
It's
6.
normally 6 o'clock PM, Your Honor, on a
Right.
Friday, and they're released Sunday at 6 PM.
Right, huh?
They don't take them out.
Yeah, you won't be able to take him after 6 unless he's gonna be able to.
Salgo viernes a las 5, voy a mi casa, me baño y me traigo.
He says, I'll last off at 5 o'clock. I'll run home, take a shower, and I'll turn myself in by 6.
Okay. All right. So that'll be 6 PM on Friday to 6 PM on Sunday. Now, also, he will be given credit for any time that he's entitled to get by law. Okay, so he'll get credit for any time that he's entitled to get by law. All right, Mr. Champ, I'd like to thank you for your input.
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
Okay, this will conclude this hearing, Mr. Champ. You have a blessed day. And Mr. Yes, Sanchez, you step over here.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a